IBM bet its entire company on a machine that shouldn't have worked, and it changed how money moves through corporations forever. The conventional story goes like this. In 1964, IBM released the System/360, a groundbreaking computer that unified the company's fractured product line. Engineers solved a technical problem. Customers bought it. IBM dominated computing for decades. Case closed. And here's the trick, that's not actually what happened. Before 1964, IBM had a problem that looked like success. They made 5 different computer lines, the 1401, the 7090, the 7010, and others. Each one ran different software. Each one required different engineers, different training, different parts. A customer who outgrew one IBM machine couldn't easily upgrade to another IBM machine without throwing away their entire software investment. Competitors smelled blood. Univac RCA Honeywell, they were all circling. IBM's market share was real, but it was fragile. The installed base was locked in only by inertia and switching costs, not by genuine technical superiority. IBM's own executives knew this. And that's when Fred Brooks and Gene Amdahl pitched the idea that seemed insane at the time. Build one machine, one architecture, one instruction set, make it scalable from small businesses to Fortune 500 corporations. And here's the trick, make it backward compatible with the software customers had already written for the old machines. In 1964, that was not a small ask. It was the computing equivalent of redesigning an entire city's infrastructure while keeping the lights on. The financial bet was staggering. IBM poured roughly $5 billion into System/360 development in 1964 money. That was about 40% of the company's annual revenue at the time. If it failed, IBM faced obsolescence. Not gradual decline, complete irrelevance within a decade. But here's where the real story diverges from the legend. It wasn't the machine itself that won. It was the decision about how to sell it. IBM didn't sell computers. IBM sold the idea that you could build an infrastructure that would grow with your business and your old investments wouldn't be wasted. That meant pricing it differently. IBM didn't just charge for the hardware, they leased machines. A company could start with a small System/360 model, the 30 or the 40. As they grew, they upgraded to a 50, then a 65, then a 75. The software worked on all of them. The engineers didn't need retraining. The entire ecosystem locked customers in, not through sabotage, but through genuine utility. The money flowed in a specific direction. IBM's revenue from System/360 rentals compounded year after year. Customers paid monthly. That created predictable, recurring income, what we now call a subscription model. IBM's balance sheet looked radically different from competitors who sold hardware outright. By 1970, System/360 was generating more revenue than all of IBM's competitors combined. Not because it was technically superior, Univac machines were often faster, but because IBM had built a business model where leaving was more expensive than staying. And here's the trick, they did it by making the customer's investment safer, not riskier. This created a structural advantage that lasted decades. Every corporation that upgraded to System/360 in the late 1960s and 1970 became dependent on IBM's ecosystem, not by force but by architecture. Their business processes, their software, their trained staff, their data formats, all of it was now woven into IBM infrastructure. The real genius wasn't the engineering, it was the economics. IBM understood something that most technology companies still don't. The switching cost isn't just about the hardware. It's about the entire ecosystem around it, the people trained, the processes built, the data stored, the software written. System/360 didn't just dominate computing. It created the template for how corporate technology infrastructure would be built for the next 50 years. Standardization, scalability, backward compatibility, a pricing model that rewarded growth. These weren't accidental features, they were the entire point. By the 1980s, when personal computers started threatening IBM's dominance, the company still had something competitors didn't: billions of dollars worth of corporate infrastructure that couldn't be easily replaced. That's why IBM remained profitable even as its market share eroded. The foundation was too deep. The System/360 story teaches us something crucial about how money actually moves through technology companies. It's not about being first. It's not about being fastest. It's about building architecture, technical and economic, that makes it rational for customers to stay and grow with you. Every cloud computing platform today, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, uses the same playbook: standardized infrastructure, pricing that rewards growth, switching costs embedded in architecture rather than imposed through contracts. IBM figured this out in 1964. The specifics have changed, the principle hasn't. The System/360 wasn't the most advanced computer ever built, but it was the most strategically important. It proved that you could dominate an industry not by having the best technology, but by having the best business model wrapped around solid technology. And here's the trick: that lesson is worth billions to anyone paying attention. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research. If you want to understand how enduring businesses actually build lasting power, not through dominance, but through infrastructure, subscribe. There's a new case study every week. Subscribe, there's a new case study in business architecture every week. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research.